Alright, so this is the same paragraph that I showed you in the previous video, but now I have researched some of the evidence from the article that I found to support what I'm talking about. So I'm going to read through this again and then I'll talk about the quotes that I used. At the beginning of the story, Ben and Sarah are traveling back home to Kentucky, and as they get closer, Tomlinson's description of nature foreshadows the desolation that Ben will find. Tomlinson describes Ben as being overwhelmed by nature. Trees are showing the first fall colors, a hint of bright maple reds coming yellow among the tulip poplars, the rusted orange-brown of the oaks. Fall is beginning, and nature's death is inevitable. It is beautiful right now, but it will not last. Perhaps Ben is overwhelmed because symbols that emerge spontaneously often carry a strong fascination and emotional charge. They represent something that has great importance, but that is not fully accessible to the conscious mind. Ben unconsciously attaches an emotional connection to Kentucky and his past when viewing the colors of autumn. As he enters Kentucky, he reminisces about life here and what he has missed. Herbert Schroeder, in his article Symbolism, Experience, and the Value of Wilderness, published in the International Journal of Wilderness, discusses Carl Jung's theory of emergent symbols. For Jungian psychologists, symbolic meaning is not a static interpretation attached to an object, but an unfolding process in which a person participates. This means that Ben's experiences in Kentucky and his past have shaped the symbolic meaning of fall to be synonymous with beauty. His experiences moving forward, however, will change this meaning. This symbolism is a reflection of Ben's adoration of his former life in Kentucky, but as you will soon discover, the past is gone and is unattainable. Okay, so notice at the end, my wording has changed some because I'm basing it off of the research that I did and what I read about in this article, and this idea of the symbolism and the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. So I first kind of introduced that theory up here and talking about symbolism and the conscious mind, and then as I got further down and used it more specifically, I started talking about how that really relates to this image of nature for Ben and how it's going to affect how his experiences are going to affect what meaning he attaches to the nature symbolism, particularly in this paragraph, the symbolism of fall. So notice again up here, I used the author's last name because I did not put it within the introduction to the quote. Notice that I made the quote, where did it start? Here I made the quote flow with the sentence, so there's not a break in meaning, and so I don't have to capitalize that first word of the quotation. Down here again I used a colon. I like to do that. It's just a stylistic choice. So this is kind of what you're going to be doing with your sources. I want you to really take into account the research that you find and look at how you can make that fit within what your ideas already are, but also how you can change your ideas based on the research that you have found.